Hello everyone, it is the first week of July. It is midway through winter and I am acutely aware that it has been a very long time since I've done one of these garden tours. It's been a busy month, there's been a lot going on. More recently, I've had a really nasty bout of the flu, which had me in hospital for a couple of days. So I'm back out, I'm still a little bit fragile. So we're going to make this a really quick look around the garden. I'm going to show you what's going in this month. I'm going to show you how everything's growing, doing things pretty differently at the moment. I've largely done no work in the garden recently, but everything's still doing really well, and it's largely because of some of those really basic systems that I've set up, like, well, for one, it's been raining, that helps, but also my automatic irrigation was set up. I gave up on a lot of my brassicas because they were getting eaten, and I just haven't had the time to net them. So, you know, sometimes you just got to pick your battles. So let me take you for a little look at what's growing. I do garden tours here in Melbourne, Australia at least every month. The last month I've been a bit slack, sorry. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, hit subscribe now. I've got lots of exciting things to tell you about soon that I've been working on. Today's not the day, but I will show you what I'm growing in my garden. I'll show you what I'm planting, what seeds I'm sowing. As I said, midway through winter, my capsicums are still ripening up even though it's been really cold. I've still got some tomatoes growing, lots of other beautiful flowers that I love to show you. It just goes to show that sometimes you just got to break the rules and test things out. And, you know, you can do things the way that you're supposed to do them, you can follow the rules, but sometimes it's fun just to give things a go. And that's why I love growing from seed, because you can overplant and it's not so devastating if some things don't work out. So let's take you for a look around. It's really hard to know where to start. So let's just start where we are, hey? These are my paper daisies that have been going for a while. They all really started dying off, so I cut them all the way back and now they're regrowing. You can see a lot of these are self-seeded down below here. More self-seeded plants and lemon balm, this one. While we're at the back, actually, a few bits that have tipped over. Excuse my sniffing here. Just experimenting with some succulents that had all really died, and I just wanted to see if we could nurse them back to health by just repotting them and giving them a bit of water, and you can see all of them are very much still alive and starting to get some little sprouts through there. Now over here we've got leeks, spring onions. There's a self-seeded tomato in there, which I have covered up with a greenhouse that I found on Facebook Marketplace. I think it's an IKEA one, but I've decided to try and actually just let that one go and see what happens. It's, yep, middle of winter, but oh well. Let's see. Beetroots are all doing beautifully. Might grab some of those for dinner. Oh yeah, there's a nice one too. Beautiful. Bring those with us. My carrots that my daughter planted are starting to be ready to eat too. She's pulled a few out recently that have looked really good actually. These don't look quite as big. Let's see if we can find one for you. About this one. There you go. Grab some of those. They can, about to go in the car with the kids. That's too little, but that's all right. They can munch on those in the car. Yeah, these carrots, just every time a carrot packet says that carrots take a certain amount of time, I just ignore that and times it by about 15. They always take way longer than they're meant to. Whoops, pulled that one out too soon. I think that's a weed in there. Yeah, that's a weed. I think the rest I might let them keep going for a bit longer. Now, I'm really not sure what's happening with this passion fruit plant. I know it's the wrong season, but it still doesn't look very healthy. So I'm not sure if that's going to spring back to life when it warms up or not. At the back there, I've got some climbing. These are actually sweet peas. So they look like sugar snap peas, snow peas, but they will be flowers is what they're supposed to be. Speaking of flowers, I've stuck some more flowers down the back that I've been growing from seed as well. I think there might even be billy buttons that I've put down there. You can see starting to poke through here as well. These are all some of those bulbs that I put in. I think they might even be ranunculus. Yeah, I'm really hopeful that these are going to look really beautiful come spring. I'm really hopeful spring's not too far away as well. This is my sorrel. That's the gift that keeps on giving. It's I don't reckon I could kill this if I tried. Well, I could. I'd just pull the whole lot out. But sorrel is really, really good for you, but it's quite tart. So if you're having it in a salad, you really do need to chop it down quite fine. Make sure you take these veiny bits out and add it with, mix it up with some much more sort of gentler, softer lettuces like your cos here. Rainbow chard over there. Again, I really just grow that because it looks nice. Not many in my family love rainbow chard, but it does add that beautiful splash of colour. Here's my capsicum plant, like I told you. Still ripening up, even though they're little tiny babies. Don't mind all the dirt I've got under my fingernails. Or actually, I think that's beetroot. But yeah, all these capsicums, so the rules are, you know, pull them out when it gets too cold and replace them with your cold stuff. Break the rules and you sometimes end up with a good result anyway. Small little lettuces in there. There's a fennel that's been eaten, so it's probably not going to grow too well. Space to plant here, and my nasturtiums, which are going crazy still. You can go in there. What else have we got around the side? Lots of flowers going in. This is my daughter's bed. She got very cross with us the other day. I chopped off that whole lettuce to eat it, and she saw what I'd done and was very, very cross because she didn't give me permission to chop the whole thing off. But as I've explained to her, it will regrow. And do you know what? I'm actually going to take that cos lettuce too. She's going to be very cross with me again, but I want that for our food. So it's all very well her growing stuff for us, but we do need to be able to eat it as well. I'll put that on the pile. Should have brought a basket, shouldn't I? Okay, what have we got down here? Celery. Celery probably needs to keep growing. Another lettuce that's been chopped and it's regrowing. More of these capsicums. How's that, eh? Yeah, we obviously haven't had much frost or any frost. I don't know. Breaks all the rules. Just let them keep on going. Lots of these gorgeous flowers that have come from Quality Plants and Seedlings. They offer all these mail delivered. I can put the names in the description if you like, but how much more beautiful does a garden look with flowers in there? Especially winter flowers. You know, a lot of people think that winter's not a time for flowers, but winter flowers are gorgeous. These beans are still alive too, which is surprising. They're not growing many beans, but they're alive. More lettuces through there. There's another self-seeded tomato, which I might try and save. See if we can keep it alive until the weather warms up a bit more. Chinese greens, which I've just cut all the way back because these cheeky caterpillars, cabbage white butterflies, lay the eggs. They turn into caterpillars. They eat the whole thing. You can have the nasturtiums. There's plenty of there for you. Oh, these are my garlic. My garlic are doing pretty well. They've still got a long way of growing to go. And got some more of these spring bulbs growing through here, which need a cold winter in order to bloom well in the spring. So I'm hopeful how they go. Haven't done them before. This is my pumpkin patch, and I do actually still have one pumpkin left, which I'm going to chop off. The last pumpkin was beautiful. It's definitely ready to go, if not over. Ooh, oopsies. Well, it still feels good. Beautiful. I'll take that one. Can go there for now. And I've just got flowers in here for now, but I think I might turn this into my berry patch. So I've got my blueberry down the back that I've tried to keep alive. It wasn't doing quite so well where it was, but I'm thinking I might put a blueberry in here. I've got a couple of other native berries that I might try in here too. A mint's going nicely. I'll grab some of that. The salads. So down here we've got snow peas climbing up the side here. They've taken a little while to get going, but they're starting to do pretty nicely now. We haven't had a huge amount of peas to eat, But I reckon they'll all probably come pretty late in the season. That looks like they're not peas. They're actually snow peas, these ones. There we go. Easily missed them. Almost a bit overdone, those ones. Let me take you over to my food cubes over here. This netting system's actually worked really quite well when I've been diligent with that. So these are just, irrigation piping, whatever you call that. And I've just draped netting over the top. What I had done is actually put some golf balls in there to weigh them down, but my kids have found the golf balls and played with them, so they've gone now. But yeah, more of these capsicums still going. So all this stuff that I was sort of planning to pull out, and they're even still sort of ripening up. They're not perfectly ripe, but they're good enough to eat. They're beautiful. And the kids quite like just snacking on those too, which is nice, particularly when everyone's sick and recovering from flu and needing some extra nutrition. I've got some brassicas down here that I put in a little bit later, so they're doing a little bit slower, and because I haven't been obsessive with the netting, the butterflies have been getting in, and there's some holes in there. And how's that one? Oop. What's that called again? I forget that every time. That's starting to do nicely, but I suspect you just need one rattle possum in, and they taste so good they just eat the whole lot. Parsley over here is doing nicely, and my broccoli / broccolini, you can see someone's been in there and eaten it. But it's kind of what has to happen anyway. So you can see all these extra little sprouts coming out the side, and there's clearly a caterpillar in there because you can see a whole lot of fresh poo. There it is. You can get out of there, mate. You can go and hang out with some nasturtiums. Yeah, sorry. So yes, if you're looking for holes in your leaves and you find holes but you can't find caterpillars, the real thing to look for is actually the caterpillar poop, because caterpillars might have long gone. Caterpillar poop suggests they are still there. Yeah, so look, it's midway through winter, and that's the first kind of hint of broccoli that we've actually had. I've actually been really enjoying eating these leaves though. They're just like spinach. I've been chopping them up with garlic and a bit of salt and olive oil for the kids, and then pureeing them, and it's quite a yummy pasta sauce. Even without the cream, it's quite yummy. More snow peas through here. Zoom in. Or are they sugar snap peas? I think they're sugar snap peas, those ones. And they're wanting to keep on climbing, so it's probably not the ideal spot for them in there. Oh, while I'm there, let me show you my tomato. Yep, still got a tomato, midwinter, ripe tomato. So I did pull out most of my tomatoes, but these were just, I thought I'd keep some going just to test them out, and they're fine. Oh, can I show you what's over here? This is a little fairy garden I made for my daughter. Out of just some wooden sticks and bits and pieces that I've been cutting down, which is a fun little things to leave around the garden to get them outside and having fun. And these are all beneficial flowers that I sprinkled through that are all starting to grow. Can't remember what's what. I think it was a mix actually, but they should look really nice come spring too. Another little hidden little fairy garden down here, just to sort of encourage the kids to come out, and when they get sick of my veggie gardening, I try and make there to be fun stuff in the garden that doesn't involve them having to veggie garden with me. This raised bed over here, what is that? Some kind of broccoli type of thing? Can't remember, but I've been eating those leaves anyway, which is probably why it's not growing. Queen Anne's lace. So this is those flowers that Dr. Paul Horn said were really good at attracting beneficial insects. I've started growing some of them from seed. And there's a tiny little lettuce that again I chopped right back at the base, and it's growing back. It does look a bit thirsty. Some kale at the back there too. You can see I've been cutting and eating the kale, which is one of those just really good things when you're trying to get a family healthy again. I found a basket, so let's load some of these up into the basket so I don't accidentally forget them and leave them in the garden. So in terms of what you guys should be doing in the garden at the moment, although it's really cold, it is a good time to be getting your berries started because it'll just give them time to sort of develop those roots in time to then be big enough to start possibly producing fruit in the summer. So I've transplanted a whole lot of my strawberries into this glow pear because the last lot of strawberries just did so well in here, and it's really easy for me to lift up, and it's beautiful for one. It's quite easy for me to lift up and pop on the table if I need to keep it away from the pests, etc. And the thing I like about this is it's so easy to see how much water's in there. You put water in the side, and then when it's got enough water in it, which it doesn't at the moment, that one pops up. So I'm actually going to have these available soon on my website so that it can just be one of those really easy things if people want to start a garden and they don't have any space or pots. You get a couple of these and you've got beautiful lettuce and herb garden going without anything else required. So keep your eyes peeled for those ones. I will also have food cubes available on the website. Again, I just need to get around to setting those up, but you guys have heard me talking about how much I love the food cubes before. I'm also trying to sort of come up with some interesting designs to pop around the outside because they're so functional and fabulous, but I'd love to be able to kind of decorate them in the same way as the rest of the garden, even if I was to put some, I know they do the cotton steel cladding on their website, which I might consider, or even just some wooden cladding to tie it in with those as well. Through here, I think, did I tell you last time I showed you I was propagating some salvias from cuttings? These are all starting to do really well. They're starting to even flower. There's a bay leaf that I did from cuttings. Again, that's still alive, which is excellent. Can't remember what that is. It might be some kind of volunteer. More salvias and more flowers again that my friend was kind enough to give me a cutting from her garden because she had these beautiful flowers. I can't even remember what that is, but I'm excited to see what happens to that as it gets bigger. Oh, guys, look at this. How many times have I told you about how much trouble I've had with lemons? How many times have I told you about that pot being pot bound? And now look how many lemons we've got on here. Now this, of course, is too many lemons for the plant. I should be letting the plant grow and cutting these lemons off. But it's just been such a long time that we've had to wait to get any lemons that I've been really reluctant to cut them off. And it is such a relief. Such a relief. So that's doing well. And you can see all this new green shoots coming through here. These are all flowers. That should look beautiful come spring. How you going, Eds? More flowers through here. These are some natives that I am starting to experiment with, which I'm really excited about. So Tuckerbush, blue lily pilly. I've never tried that before, but I'm really excited to see how it goes. So I've got to find a space for that. Baby blue eucalyptus. I just love the way this one looks. I'm trying to get as much biodiversity going in the garden as I can. So I haven't quite worked out where to put this. This wattle is still doing beautifully, but it's going to be way too big for my garden. So we might actually gift that one to the school because we're working on our school's front garden at the moment. Some more natives here that I've bought that I'm trying to grow a bit bigger before we can put them in at school. Correas, that's another salvia. More correas, and these are those beautiful ranunculus. So I probably need to actually pot those up and put them in the ground somewhere. I'm going to take you for a quick look at what's happening in here now. So these trays that I've cut down from Quality Plants and Seedlings are now working absolutely beautifully. The trick is, one, I just had to use the right growing medium, and I now get it straight from them, their leftovers, which is contaminated with seed. But as you can see, that's a seed contamination, which is a beautiful basil plant. So contamination is probably the wrong word. It's just got some surprise volunteer seeds in there, which is why they can't use it themselves. So in here, I'm growing billy buttons, which are doing really nicely. More billy buttons, pink poppies. You're not supposed to transplant poppies. They tend not to transplant very well, but I'm going to try them anyway. Got some native wisteria that I'm growing through there. some other native-y type of things that I've forgotten what they are. Over here, what have we got? Chamomile growing in there. Dwarf dahlias. I'm trying some dahlias from seed. Lettuces. Carrots. You shouldn't be starting carrots in here, but a little girl who I'm helping to grow for wanted some carrots, so I said I'll grow her some carrots and we'll see how they go. Lacy lavender, more of that lovely beneficial attracting flower in there. And I'm experimenting with succulents. I am really keen to work out the best way of propagating succulents and teaching other people to do it too, because I think it's a really easy way to get schools passionate about growing and gardening. Succulents require much less water than everything else. They are pretty easy to look after. You can keep them inside with little more than a window, and you can really easily turn them into this sort of small world play. So I am just kind of testing out a few theories that I have for a business that I'm working on. I'm really having fun with those succulents. So I just did these last night, trying to regrow these ones. And I'm loving these trays. So I had all sorts of problems with the fungus gnats a while ago. I don't have any problems with the fungus gnats now. The reason being, I just make sure the base doesn't sit on water. So I keep that there. I've got that tray under there. That's probably a bit too wet. But, and then if I notice any little buzzy flies floating around, I just take the whole thing outside. And I just put it outside in the sun for one day, and I let it mostly dry out, and that's enough to knock off the eggs. And then I bring it back in. So all the different things I was trying in the beginning, outrageously, I have solved just by taking it outside, letting nature do its thing, hey? We are pretty soon heading to the Cape Patterson. It's this beautiful sort of community living where they have designed all the houses to be virtually carbon neutral. So just by clever architecture, they save a fortune on energy. They've got veggie gardens in most of the homes. They've got a communal farm, and they've invited me to go and take a look and bring the family. So we're going to be doing that soon. So that's one of the videos you can look forward to. If you've got any questions, jump online, have a look at it. I will put the link in the description, and if there's any bits that you want to see, if you want me to kind of give you a specific tour of any of it, yeah, I'd love to show you. There's a fennel here that I forgot to show you earlier. If you want to see how all these grow, hit subscribe. If you want to hear more about what I'm working on, I will tell you all in good time.